So you've just installed Insurgency Sandstorm. You hop in a game, and you see all these classes, and you think to yourself, I want to help out my team and win the game. How do I accomplish exactly that? Well, here's how. The Observer and Commander class make up the backbone of your team. They're the guys who are responsible for calling in air support and for carrying your ass to victory. In order to satisfy these roles, you need to have good communication with the rest of your team, and to know when to call the hurt and the ouch. Let's start with the Commander class. As the Commander, your job is to get to a vantage point and order air support for the rest of your team. Both insurgents and security forces have their own set of unique dangerous toys to call in. On the security team, you can call in the following: a minigun, which will hunt down insurgent booty and turn them into Swiss cheese. A gunship helicopter, this thing shreds through walls and boys alike. Auto strafe cannons, these are those really fast planes that fart out tons of ammo and scare the living shit out of you, literally. Explosive artillery, basically shelling down boom boom bullets and suppressing everybody in the vicinity. Smoke artillery, that makes a giant cloud of smoke which blocks sightlines. Anyone caught in this cloud of smoke without a gas mask will immediately get lung cancer and cough their kidney stones out. For the insurgents team, these options are a little different and more restricted, but they have the overall same effects. They are smoke mortar and explosive mortar. These have the exact same effect as the security smoke and explosive artillery. Then we have bomber drones. These act like the auto strafe cannons. The drones fly by real fast and drop massive IEDs onto the marked location. Followed by that we have explosive drones, which are Amazon's new way of delivering packed goods to Afghanistan. These so-called Afghanistan drones will break through your window and make sure that you, or someone you know, receives the package by hand or other extremity. They don't usually take no for an answer, so you'll have to deal with them in any way you can. Rocket barrage does the exact same thing as the shelling artillery on security, so I'll just skip that. Now, for what the insurgents lack in piloted, expensive helos, they make up for with German engineering. Introducing the chemical mortar. Someone let off a really large fart and it caused a puff of brown smoke to come out. Well, welcome to Chernobylistan. All of these options have specific use cases and should never be called in too soon or too late. We'll get to when to use these later in the video, but for now, here's how to actually play the Commander. When you spawn in, you'll notice that you have a set of binoculars. You'll use these to mark locations for your airstrikes. In order to select what kind of air support you want, hold O and move your mouse to select your pizza delivery option. Keep in mind that before ordering an airstrike, asking your team if and what kind of air support they need is not a bad idea. Well, what do you guys want? You guys want smoke? Alright, cool. Most newbie commanders just call in whatever they see fit and at the wrong time. So by the time their team actually needs covering fire or smoke, it's not there. So always make sure to check with your team. Now, to successfully call in air support, you need to be within a few meters of your observer. You can holler at your observer by holding C and clicking on the center option in the command wheel. After that, just enjoy the sweet view of injured enemies while sipping on a 90-degree Rakistani cola. So, with all this talk about steel rain, when should I actually use these airstrikes? Well, here's the TLDR of use cases for all the strikes. Explosive mortars and artillery should be used on enemy-controlled objective buildings that have roof access. You can also use them to bomb other objectives, but ones with closed roofs will only suppress those inside it. Strafe cannons and flyby drones should be administered to areas that enemies walk among the most, aka choke points. You can also use these to penetrate objective buildings, but it's very unlikely that you'll get a kill. And then we have smoke mortars and artillery, which should be called in whenever you need cover. For example, when you're crossing a long sniper sightline. You can also use smoke grenades for this, but the airstrikes provide about 3 times the smoke screen of a grenade, and you have plenty of these to spare. You can also use them to draw out camping players that keep killing the respawn wave, as covering a machine gunner in smoke is the best way to deactivate his little mist. Now for the fun stuff. Chemical mortars can be used anywhere where the enemy is dug in like an Alabama tick. Like I said previously, use these to clear out snipers and MGs. A benefit with gas is that you can completely deny access to an area for the opposing team. Essentially, think of it as a nuclear Molotov. Explosive drones. They have a pretty limited use case compared to the other options. But the best case you can use these is to send them to an objective building that has a lot of windows in it. These drones are extremely fast and will break into those buildings and blow everybody the fuck up almost instantly. Not to mention they're scary as fuck. And finally, for the last resort, the minigun and the gunship. This should only be used when you're getting steamrolled by sand niggers, or if you only have 1 or 2 waves left. Now's the time to call them in. They'll clear out half of the insurgents' team. This will allow your squad to push the objective before their reinforcements kick in. These linger around for a very long time and can only get taken down by RPGs and anti-materiel rifles. And finally, for the Observer class. As the Observer, your job is to be in muzzle-touching proximity to the Commander. He can't call in any air support without you being next to him. The Commander issues the order, and you relay it to HQ. Being an Observer, your job is much simpler than that of the Commanders. For as long as your Commander is alive, you have to follow him around, but make sure to never be out in the open. Even if your Commander starts running away from you, always make sure to check your surroundings before passing on yourself. As an Observer, you always have to carry 2 smoke grenades and a smoke launcher mounted to your gun. This is so that you ensure maximum safety to you and your Commander when you're getting on that vantage point. It's extremely easy for a sniper to kill one of you and for your team to lose the round. Always provide smoke cover. I can't stress that point enough. So, for the recap. Commander has to communicate with the team to see what kind of air support they need and when they need it. Airstrikes should always be planned and organized with the push of your teammates. Observer has to be the one with the Commander at all times, and to ensure the safety of crossing sightlines and getting to a vantage point via smoke screens. And that's pretty much it. If you've learned something from this video or you just enjoyed it, consider leaving a like and subscribing to my channel, cause I'll upload more Insurgency and overall gaming content. I hope I helped you learn something through this video, and I wish to see you commenting on my next one. Thank you for your time. See ya.